Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me 669 lines or 669 names that need to go in a space that is only 12 by 16. It's on the back of a graduation shirt. So for the one I did it for, your names were all listed like that. I just, um, when they were ungrouped, I turned them into artistic text. I went to object. I'm going to ungroup them for just a second. And the Corel will count them. I got 75 names in each list. So I'm going to group that back together. So I've got 9 columns to fit in there. That's awful tight, but it can be done. And what I'm going to do is, let me just move these out of the way for just a second. Because you could start out, they're just not going to fit like this, but if we make them smaller at the start, now you're going to go, well, they would fit, you could put more names on a line, but I think that's still not going to help you. So I'm just going to put them in here and get them into this. So I made your page the size of your shirt or your printable page. And I got them all grouped together and they're getting really tight. It shouldn't really matter. Okay, then I would look at the first 2 lines, and this one needs to be, moved over. And I really wish there was a magic bullet. So now we're going to go T and put them all at the top. Now we're going to grab these and we're going to go to Windows, Dockers, Align and Distribute, and we're going to align these guys right, or distribute them. You can try center, right, or distribute horizontally. Let's try this right here. That looks pretty good. It distributes all the names. You need to make sure none of them are touching, and I don't really see any, so that really worked the best. Now what I think would be cool is to space them out this way. I mean, you could add, if you add more names to each column, you could maybe make them bigger. So maybe try, if you do, we've got 669 divided by 75, I have 8.92 lines. Maybe if you did 100 names, then you would have 6.69 lines. But I don't know how it's going to work. So what I would suggest doing, and don't forget to look at every line to make sure they're not touching. I mean, it would be a shame to print. I mean, those are really close. So you could try, other align and distribute. We used to the left, you could use center. That even got them closer together. I think the left is going to be the best. That put those 2 words together. You just have to look. It is putting a space between them, but not very much. So the other thing you could do instead of worrying about all this is to go and ungroup them. Whoop, I grouped them. Ungroup. And take this top name, start moving it and hold down the control button so you get a perfect feel. So I didn't ungroup them all, evidently. And I'm only going to do a couple of the columns because you'll get the idea. And then evidently I didn't ungroup that either. And then take that bottom name and hold down the control button and put it to the bottom. Take that bottom name and turn it. We'll do 3 columns. Go up to group. You'd have to do this with the whole thing, one at a time. And one thing good about this, so if you had the whole page done, what I would suggest doing is take all these and hit either B or T to put them at the top and then move them down, to the bottom. Now the ones I moved up, they're not perfect either, so I'm going to go T like in Tom for top. And then grab all these lines, make sure you get that bottom one, And you see we have 71 objects, so I missed one somewhere. On those longer names, okay, there's the 75, and we're gonna distribute them vertically. So that's gonna put more names, but more space between your names. You're not gonna be able to grow the font because you're gonna come into this, problem. So if you did that all the way across, and since you have 75 names or whatever names you pick, see, there's only 46. There's 75, and just use the same one over and over. Make sure you get all the names. 72, I missed a couple. Those longer names, 75. I wish there was a magic bullet, but I don't know of it. If you made the fonts bigger, they're going to run into these. If it was just, look at this. I mean, look how close that's going to be. Maybe you could ask the customer, can you do that on some of these longer names? You could do all these by center, but then if two of them are in the center, touching each other, you're gonna have to do it. What I would do it is do it one way, save it, and then do it like this way, print it out and show the customer. That's a lot of names in a little bitty space. That would probably engrave. I don't know about printing. And you maybe pick another font, but you can't really make you can't go, well, I'm going to make that font 10, because then it's just not going to fit. They're not going to fit. Anyway, I'm sorry I wasn't any more help, and I hope that did help, and thank you for watching.